Charles, KW6G, KW6G, you copy?
And 9 AMI.
K6LGO, K6LGO, KW6G. It's me, Skip. You're about 5 and 5 here, about 5 and 5.
KW6G and 9 AMI. I do hear Skip in there, but he's really weak, and you're kind of not the strongest either there, Charles. But good evening to you and whoever else is out there. N9 AMI.
Are you back home, John?
Roger.
It sure sounds like it.
Here building KW6G. How copy?
Oh, I copy you fine. I think Skip's in there, but I barely can tell it's him. I think it's him. I heard him barely a little while ago, but you know how that goes. It's too early.
Yeah, it is. It's a little early, but I can hear him. He's up and down. A little QSB. It's 5 on the peaks. And you're 10 over on the peaks, and same with John, but you guys it'll be a lot stronger in a few minutes anyways. Why don't you take one and pass it back over to John? Maybe John can tell us what he's been doing these last couple of months. And have anybody heard about George?
Yeah, I can give you an update, make sure I'm not doubling. On the AMI net the other day, they mentioned that he's in a wheelchair going through, he's been transferred to a place where he can get, I guess, full-time therapy. And the good news is he got a little bit of motion or movement back on his left side. They didn't specify whether it was his arm, wrist, fingers, toes, leg. But that's encouraging. I guess we'll take whatever we can get. That's the latest I've heard. If anybody else has got something, I'd love to hear it. I haven't talked to George. I wanted to give him some time to reacclimate to the new daily chores, which is going to be very. You know how it is. My parents went through it. You know, it's physical therapy. It's pretty rough, and so I didn't want to pepper him with phone calls. So I was going to give him a week to settle in, and then I'll give him a call maybe next week sometime.
Yeah, real good. Back in 2019, when I went to Europe, I got pneumonia, and I'm an asthmatic, and the follow-up on that was my left lung collapsed, and I had to have surgery, all kinds of right before my 65th birthday. Geez, what a way to celebrate 65, right? And anyway, from being in bed for 2 months and all this other crap happened, I had to learn how to walk again, believe it or not. The muscles in my ankles weren't responding to what I wanted to do. So I started out with a walker, and I spent 3 months in physical therapy. I went to physical therapy August, September, and October that year. And a lot of exercises and, different things like walking sideways and stepping on your tippy toes and all that kind of stuff. And I got back in shape, and I'm walking pretty good now. And I walked 6.2 million steps last year, so I guess it did some good. Anyway, yeah, so it's a good thing George is getting to do that, and he's moving along, so it sounds encouraging. Anyway, over to you, John, N9 AMI in the group KW6G. Maybe somebody can pick up Skip.
Yeah. Hello there, Charles. KW6G, K6LGL. Kevin is in and out. Hopefully you can copy me, but it's very poor conditions down to Southern California. K6LGL.
Yeah, your signal's building, Skip. You're about 5 and 7 here, so hopefully things will be better as the sun goes down. I'll just turn it over to John in 9AMI if he wants to take a turn. Go ahead, KW60.
Okay, KW6G on 9AMI. Good deal. Yeah, you came up a bit that time, Skip. Heard you in there. So definitely readable. And good evening to Skip, Charles, Kevin. Everybody's signals will probably be coming up soon. And yes, I am back in Nevada. And been a busy few months for sure, but everything's okay. I won't go into too deep a detail with family stuff and all that, but I set up a station back east there, and I'll even tell you that story. I bought a brand new 7610 from HRO in Atlanta, and had it for I don't know 15 days or so before I got everything set up and everything together for getting stuff up there. And fired it off. Everything's good. I said I'll work a little FT8, and it was on 40 meters, and I started smelling burning. And what the hell? And I'm hearing like a little crack. I said, what's going on here? I got a bad connector or something like that. Everything's brand new. Turn it off. Hit the transmit button again, and I'm looking behind the radio, and I see sparks through the fan on the back of the rig. So something's going crazy here, and it starts smoking. I said, what the hell? And no SWR, nothing like that. So the radio was toast. I opened it up. Boy, you ought to see what happened inside that radio. It anymore it would have, literally lit on fire, which it kind of was doing. So called HRO, and the manager there, Kaz, a real nice guy. He said, yeah, we'll swap that out for you. That shouldn't happen. So they were really cool. So they got I'll tell you what, they got that store there. They got a customer for life because he really treated me well, and no problem at all. So. The second new one is working 100% fine. All set up remote, and that whole deal. So I've been having a lot of fun with that over there. And that's the deal. Let me send it back to you, Charles, and maybe there'll be a few more folks chiming in here. But it is loud. A lot of QR Nancy. KW6G and 9AMI. Probably screwed that up.
That's okay. And 9AMI, KW6G. Yeah, I had my 7610 for, 4 years. Yeah, 2020. Anyway, yeah, it was great. I never had a problem. And I work FT8 with it once in a while. I worked FT8 today on 15 meters. I worked 50 Europeans, one right after another this morning. It was unbelievable. But when I worked FT8, playing around trying to get some DX, I turn it down to 25 watts, and I drive my ACOM 1010 linear to about 250 watts, and it works great on the NFET, and get nice signal reports from the Europeans. It's an interesting mode. It definitely is. And of course, I don't know if it's ham radio or not. Before I did that, I worked at a Scottish group doing an XD expedition. They call it to, I think it's just Playa Island or something. It's one of the Scottish Isles. It's not its separate entity, but anyway, I got a 5.9 from it. They gave me a 5.9 on CW, and it was like really strong. So 50 meters was in good shape this morning. But I've worked a lot of FT8. It's fun, but I don't say it's my primary mode, that's for sure. Let's see, we got anybody else who wants to check in the direct West Coast net? Here's KW6T. Come now, please. IRZ, it's Chino, Jay, right?
Yep, Chino, yep. That's what we'll talk.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff, take a turn
and then we'll see see if anybody else wants to check in.
Okay, very good. And good evening, everybody here on the Gavin Net. This is KKIRZ. Jeff and Gino and John, welcome back. Hopefully everything went okay over there. Sounds like the station was interesting. Had a really nice conversation with Dale up at Neilson in New Hampshire last weekend. I jumped on a plane Thursday night, went to the Hampstead, and came back on Saturday night. So it was a whirlwind trip up to Neilson, New Hampshire. But wow, what a gathering! A lot of fun. And Dale said he was really impressed with the things that he had done and the ideas of the future. And it was just a really nice conversation about the whole AMI. So kind of cool anyway, thought I'd mention that. And hello to everybody else, just kind of hanging out here and enjoying the day. It was a little bit of a gloomy day and it was wet this morning and that type of thing. So I'm not sure who's controlling this minute, so to take it back with gusto. This KK6IRZ.
Very good, Jeff. KK6IRZ to group KW6G. Very good. We'll put you in the list behind Kevin. Anyone else wanting to check into the Drake West Coast Net? This is KW6G. Come now, please. Not hearing anyone else. Maybe we get started and we'll pick up people as they go along. Right now I have Skip K6LGL, John N9AMI, Kevin WA6JKN, and Jeff KK6IRZ. So let's go in that order, gentlemen, and we'll see who else decides to check in as we move along here. So Skip, why don't you take it and then send it to John, and then John over to Kevin, and then Kevin over to Jeff, and then Jeff back to me here. So go ahead, Skip. K6LG on the group, KW60. Can I get a relay? K6LGO, KW60.
Yeah, it's kind of up and down there. Got some difficulty hearing directly. I'm not using KFS. That's exactly the relay. K6LGO, Jeff said we just met with Dale and Young, and so on, and it looks like AMI is continuing, and the guys back east, doing what we're doing. They have to do activities also. Similar south to Rivers, of course, like we are. WHK or anybody out of San Diego yet, and didn't hear from yet. So let me get back to you, and John, you realize, and I think someone will start getting pretty sure because it starts getting a little darker. You realize I'm pretty solid, but then there'll be more power than that. So I'll take it back over to Carl. He was a little late before out. I was about 7 or so. And AMI, welcome back. K6LGO.
Yeah, I think Kevin was before me, though, if you want to keep it straight. Kevin, why don't you go ahead? You beat me to it here.
Yeah, I think you were actually there before me, but anyway, no biggie. No big. I still can't hear Skip sufficiently enough to know what to do, if he handed it off or whatever. And yeah, sorry to hear about that 7610. I've heard of that before. Matter of fact, I was involved in troubleshooting. It sounds like that is very same problem, but Icon, boy, they didn't like my destructive physical analysis that I performed for this guy. Yeah, that whole, right there by the fan where the two wires come in, that whole area of the board was caught on fire. the analysis, the forensic analysis showed that their wave machine didn't properly solder one of the components that handles all the current going into that radio, and it was arcing and sparking, and it just cooked the board. I mean, the thing looked like it was on fire. And that's what happens with loose connections and you're drawing current, is they just do all kinds of ugly things. And ICOM, they did not like my report, man. They did not like it. But I said, look, you gotta, this is one area where you probably want to check after the thing comes off the assembly line. Make sure it's soldered. You got sufficient solder. Clearly, the pictures show there's no solder. There's no adequate fillet. Nothing. And it was just, and by God, the thing worked and passed tests. Anyway, I don't know if that's your exact problem, John, but that whole aft end of the board, on the corner there, it was all burned up, and it may not be related to what you had. And the poor guy, he didn't get any warranty. It was under warranty. He didn't get any warranty coverage, nothing. And I think he ended up, they said, okay, well, we can fix it for you, but that board's going to cost, I think it was like $1,200 or $1,400. I don't know if he paid that or not to have that board replaced, but I think what he did, if I remember correctly, because this happened a couple of years ago, he had someone else scrub the board and do jumper traces and got everything working again, because that board, that failure mechanism didn't keep the radio from working. It was just the power circuit, the filters and all that kind of stuff. They also have the diode in there. If you look at the schematic, it has a diode in there to make sure that if you reverse polarity, which some people do, a lot of people do this, it blows the fuse in your power supply and not burn up the radio, unless you got the wrong size fuse in line. So anyway, that's what I remember. It may not be related. It might be related, but yeah, 7610s have been known to do that, and not too many of them. And ICOM has a history of poor solder connections. Every ICOM radio I've ever owned, except for this 7610, every one in the past, the VHF, the UHF, the HF gear, they all had bad solder connections. And I just don't know why they have that problem. But so far, knock on wood, the ICOM 7610 has not had that problem. But I'll tell you what I did do. I took the covers off and I did a visual inspection of what I could and looked for bad solder connections. And I didn't see any, so luckily for me, I got one that was that seemed to get sufficient solder. Yep. There you go. All right. Let's see what else. I wanted to say one other thing about George that I forgot to mention is they're trying to fix him up with a I think that they gave him a handheld, but the rubber duck on the handheld couldn't reach his 220 repeater because he wants to be able to stay in contact with Phil and Paul down there. And he can't reach the repeater, so it was suggested by Ron, VWS, to try a 5/8 wave antenna. That will give maybe sufficient or enough gain to be able to reach his 220 repeater. I think I don't know if I suggested or not. I know I was thinking of it. He just might look for a repeater that he can hit, and everybody go to that. That's a simple solution, right? And I also sent George an idea that I came up with last week, and that is I set up the second LAN port in my radio for him, and so he has an iPhone, and I offered to buy him the software for the SDR Control Mobile, which will give him full access to the radio, no matter where wherever he is, as long as he has access to the internet via cell phone cell towers or Wi-Fi. And of course, he's deep into the beginning of therapy, so I haven't heard back from him yet. So that's a possibility. I told him, I says, when you're ready, just let me know, and maybe we can get him back on HF AM, the whole bit. Because I have it set up to where if he's using it, it notifies me and lets me know. And if I'm using it, it will let him know that it's busy, and which means I'm using the radio. So we're going to kind of share the radio. And if I have to, I'll just go ahead and bring in the other ICOM and set that up for me. So there's all kinds of possibilities to get him radio, so long as it doesn't interfere with his therapy. Physical therapy, and his mind healing process. You don't want to get the mind too active. All right, enough of that. Over to you, John, and welcome back. N9 AMI WA6JKN.
Okay, WA6JKN and 9AMI. Jeff and Skip, I couldn't hear either of you guys. Jeff, something about talking to Dale or something when you were back east. I couldn't make anything out, so maybe conditions will come up or whatnot. So anyway, been kind of listening in here and there and George's stuff, so kind of keeping up on that. Wish him a speedy recovery for sure, and he sounds like he's in the best place to get everything done. So it's kind of a tough road on that sort of thing, but he's in a spot where that's where you got to put in the work, and he'll get through it. So what else? Yeah, check your email, Kevin. I sent you a photo of of the mess. Essentially, the 40-meter toroid lit up and took out 40 and 80 on that big center board. Anymore, it would have. I mean, it literally did light on fire. But yeah, so you'll enjoy that. I'm going to do a little setup video on it, so don't spread that picture around. But I'll use that on my YouTube deal. But the guys, Cause over there, the manager at HRO in Atlanta was freaking awesome. So any longer, he said, we probably would have made you send it back to ICOM, and you know how that'll turn out. Yeah, wouldn't have been happy about that. So anyways, but I gave him a good review on Google and all that, and the owner of HRO sent me back a message, and so that was a good deal. Let's see. On the remoting, I've got it set up. I am able to use that WF view that you've been talking about to me for a long time. I don't use it here because it's a 7600, and I've got a totally different setup here with a PAT board and an SDR play involved and everything else. I can't use WF view and get the waterfall. But for the 7610, it's all set up on the server and straight into the router, and works really good on with that program. And I have all just don't have any Mac stuff, so just laptop or whatever computer, and it works well. It's been locking in real nice, and been able to get on some of the AM nets back there, and pretty cool. Got folks in the southeast are pretty cool. And that's it. I'm just on the ICOM tonight, amplifier, and the big loop, and I'll keep it at that. Maybe there'll be some other folks chiming in here. KW6G and 9AMI.
And 9AMI, KW6G. Let's go down and see what Jeff has to say. KK6IRZ, KW6G. Go ahead, it's your turn.
Okay. Let me get rid of this call. It's going crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello? Alright, so this is KK6IRZ, Jeff in Chino, and not too much more going on. Nice to hear everybody on, and
oh, come on.
The dog loves to go crazy with a damn bottle, and it makes so much noise. when she's running around the yard with the plastic bottle. So sorry about that, but hopefully conditions are getting a little bit better and you guys can start to hear me a little bit better. Not running much power, just the typical Icom 735 with an amp behind it, so maybe 500 watts CET or so. But I'm not really hitting it that hard. So, yeah, John, what I was saying is I went to Nearfest Hamfest, the Deerfield Hamfester up in New Hampshire, and met with all the guys that I hadn't seen in years, and Timmy, of course, and hung out with Dale and talked, and just, of course, nothing but good things to say about what you were doing and the direction that you were going in with the AMI and all that type of thing. So just thought I'd relay that along with you. But there was about 30 of us that ended up going out on Friday night for an AM dinner. So it was definitely a pretty good gathering and a whole lot of fun. So that's kind of what's been going on here. So back over to KW6G, and I think I'll just be in the listening mode here, guys. I'm moving some of the test equipment and stuff over to the workbench, so I'll just kind of be in the listening mode here for a little bit. KW6G with the group. This is KK6IRZ.
KK6IRZ, KW6G. Signal's coming up. You're 5 and 7 now, so man, it's changing for the better. Let's see if we have anyone else around who wants to check into the Drake West Coast Nest. This is KW6G. Come now, please. We're not hearing anybody this evening. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of, maybe it's poor band conditions, or maybe people just got other things to do. Can't imagine why. Anyway. Okay, let's go for round 2 here, gentlemen. We'll start off with Skip, and then over to John, and then to Kevin, and then back to me, because I guess Jeff is busy with his test equipment, so we'll see what happens. Go ahead, Skip. K6LG on the group, KW6G.
Had that thing swinging a million times for us, boy. I don't want to run no more.
Skip, you there? K6LGL, it's KW6G.
Yep. It's your turn, Skip.
Yeah, I heard him turn over. Thank you there, Charles. Yeah, KW6G in Clayton, California. And the Drake Group K6LGL. Okay. Just thanks for a little bit of a reminiscence there of your visit to New Hampshire and the Eastern group there. Good. Glad you met with Dale there. KW19. Good. Good. I wonder if his dad is still around. I think the KK1 something. Yeah, they have he's still okay. Just Skip in Santa Monica, please. The conditions are kind of real stinko. So, John, I hope you took care of all your issues there in Florida. Now you'll be able to spend a little bit more time in Silver Springs. Yeah. And glad you're keeping the AMI thing going. I'm wondering if you have any plans for Dayton. If you're going to go to Dayton or have somebody maybe represent you or AMI. I asked Bob, AK6R. He's going to give a presentation for there, and he'll probably meet with some of the AMI. But it'd be nice to have AMI, if possible, represented there in Dayton. After all, it's one of the biggest hamfests in the U.S. Coming up here. So just something, to publicize. Alive and well. I think there are a few people in the league that are aware of it, but I'm not sure that they're not. They're not into let's say, stay staying for one more round and then see. I'm surprised I'm not hearing Felder, WHK, or nothing from Paul up near Kingman, the K2LNQ. Perhaps they're just doing something else. We got a little rain here last night. It's all pretty much dried up, but maybe 100 to 200 of an inch, no more. But considering it's the 4th of May, that's a little unusual. So back to you there, Charles. And hey, thanks for doing the net, and again, welcome back to John. Just good to hear you and having your signals improving. CW6G in Clayton, in the Drake group, K6LGL.
Yeah, very good, Skip. K6LGL, the group KW6D. Yeah, you're about 5'6", 5'7". A little bit of QSB, but we'll copy you okay. You're making the trip okay, so that's what's important. Okay, John, N9AMI, KW6D, and then turn it over to Kevin when you get done.
Okay, KW6G and 9AMI. Very good. Yeah, Jeff, I heard you that time. If you're listening, I did hear you that time, and okay on Dale. Very good. Very good on the good words and all that. Sounds like you had a good time and a nice outing with everybody. So I'm sure that was a lot of fun. And no, Skip, I have no plans to go to Dayton, and no future plans to go to Dayton, actually. So, nope. Costs a lot of money to do that sort of thing, and there's no money in the hopper for AM International to do that, so that's not going to happen. But anyways, what else? Sheesh, I lost my train of thought. But you came up a little bit that time, Skip. So, but conditions are El Craparino for sure. A lot of natural noise going on. And you'll hear it, I'm recording tonight, so it'll be a real crummy recording. But why not? What else? Gosh darn. Well, I guess I'm just going to probably make this my 73. Listen out. It's kind of a small group here tonight, and maybe there's a ball game on or something like that. And leave it at that. WA6JKN and 9AMI.
N9AMI, WA6JKN. Yeah, that was a good question, Skip. Is AMI going to have a presence there at Xenia? I think that's what they call it now. Dayton, Xenia, whatever. They had to move, I guess. But no, I know a lot of people do go. And I know I just read the mail on Collins Collectors. They're putting a list of all the vendors that are going to be there selling Collins equipment. You know, the high-priced Collins stuff. Yes, artificially inflated prices for Collins equipment. That's why most people don't buy it. It's overpriced. Oh well. Yeah, you got to start charging more for those certificates, John. $5 is, that's pretty low. You ought to make it $50. Just kick it right up to $50. And if somebody wants an AMI certificate, it's going for a good cause. Put you in a good hotel, send you to Xenia for the big AMI presence. And you can hobnob with all the vendors and make sure that they keep AM as one of the modes on the radios, and that will keep everybody happy. That's for sure. Anyway, yeah, just think about that. All the AMI guys, I don't think anybody would mind $50. I'd kick it up $50, no problem. Shoot, you know how much it costs to go to Disneyland? Well, yeah, $50. Yeah, you might want to kick it up to $75. Yeah, keep me going here. I'll get you up to $100 there, John. But anyway, yeah, that's the way you do it. Just increase the prices, explain the reason for it, and so we can have. It doesn't have to be Dayton. It could be It could be something in Florida. It could be something in, up north somewhere. They have these ham conventions everywhere. And anyway, just a thought. All right. John, I looked at the picture. That had nothing to do with what I was working on a couple of years ago. This was all power related, 13.8 volt power source and the traces and so on and so forth. Right there at the very beginning where the power comes right in the radio next to the fan, not the low pass filters there. That looked pretty catastrophic to me, looking at that circuit board all burned up like that. Yeah, I can only think of two things that would cause that, outside of a bad connection or something arcing, a trace or something like that, a flash trace, a whisker kind of thing. But, two things. The first thing that will eat those things up is if your circuitry is, say, on 10 meters, but you're transmitting on 40. Those low-pass filters will burn up quickly, excessive current. The other thing that will burn those things up really fast is you're on, this would be a good one. You're on what would be a good example of this? You're on an antenna that has lots of reactance to it, and you have high SWR. In other words, you're on the wrong antenna for the band that you're operating on. That will eat that low-pass filter up real quick. High SWR and the circuitry in the radio transmitting on the wrong band, but selected you're transmitting on the right band, but it selected the wrong filter, low-pass filter. That happens. All right. That means those relays in there, the relay may have failed and the logic may have failed, and I'll tell you how that happens. If you have high SWR with these SDR radios, it will get in there and it will confuse the logic. So it's very possible that you had high SWR. Well, I'm not saying you did, but this could happen. High SWR changed the logic that was controlling which low-pass filter it was to turn on for the band that you were operating on. And so if it got confused by high SWR or RFI, boom, there you go. And there was a big write-up on this about that exact thing happening, not on 7610s, but with these new computer radios getting interference from the RFI, changing the control logic. So we got to be mindful now of that kind of stuff. SWR coming back onto coax can cause you all kinds of catastrophic failures if you're not ready or expecting it. All right. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm going to say 73. Skip, you did come up. I'm glad I can hear you now. Jeff, you also came up. I heard your transmission. I wish I was there with you. It sounds like you had a lot of fun. And I wonder if you made arrangements to get your homebrew amplifier package up. I don't remember hearing it. Did you get it packaged up? And when are you going to take receipt of it? Is that going to be over the next month or so? So you might mention that. I'll listen through. Who gets it after me? Well, I sent it to John, so I guess it goes over to Charles. Take it away, Charles. WA6JKN.
Yeah, WA6JKN, KW6T. Jeff doing something in his shack he finds, and he's just listening in John's time. So
I guess that's about it for the Drake West Coast message. I just make a comment on the SDR radios.
it says in the book that even though they have an antenna tuner or an ATU or whatever you want to call it, you're not supposed to operate above 3 to 1 SDR. But I try to keep it below 2 to 1 on my radios, so that's the only only exception is I run my KX3 on 60 meters with my end-fed half-wave, and that's about a 4 to 1 SWR. But the tuner, the built-in tuner on that radio, will handle a 10 to 1 SWR, so there's no problem at all. And that's just where I don't push the envelope on any of these radios, because like you say, there's a lot of complex stuff going on behind the faceplate that I don't begin to even start to understand most of it. So I'm very concerned about how I operate. I haven't had any failures yet, but one never knows. One never knows. You got to be careful. Anyway, thanks everybody for stopping by this evening. Looks like everybody's still hearing me. I guess I'll ask one more time. Is there anyone else who'd like to check in the Civic West Coast at come down, please? Not hearing anything. I think we'll shut it down this evening, gentlemen. I'll pass it over to Skip for his final comments. I think everybody else has done the same as well. I'd like to wish George a speedy recovery there. Talk to him. Please convey my well wishes to him. And we'll see you guys back here next week. We have another edition of Civic West Coast. Thanks for stopping by. Everybody's continued interest and participation is always appreciated. And we'll close the net at this time, and I'll pass it over to Skip for final comments. And 73s, everybody have a safe week. And we'll see you next week. AW60 for the Civic West Coast.